Ibli is the most annoying monster ever. Every time you think you're done dealing with it, it comes back stronger than ever. And this is essentially explained by the fact that its power is inversely proportionate to the amount of respect it gets. For those who have no idea what Ibli does, it prevents the player controlling the Ibli from special summoning non-link monsters. So in other words, the game plan is to give your opponent an Ibli, and then they can only really link summon with it, and if they don't have like a link 1 Cyrus monster, then they're going to be really screwed. And if their plan is to make like a generic link 2 monster by normal summoning a monster and then link it off, it's not gonna work if you have like any way of bouncing back or destroying their monster on normal summon. And on top of preventing your opponent from special summoning, you're also protecting yourself from cards like Infinite Impermanence, Gamma, and Nibiru. And even for trap decks, it could be pretty nice because you can protect yourself from Evenly Matched and Lightning Storm since your opponent now controls a card. With that being said, Ibli has a really easy to access counter. If every player chooses to run Lingribo in their extra deck, then Ibli ends up doing nothing. If anything, it even helps the player by giving them an extra body on the board. How generous and kind of your opponent to give you a free monster. Except that at the moment, nobody's really taking Ibli too seriously because everybody's just too busy panicking against Super Heavy Samurai and Purely. And honestly, I've analyzed everyone's side deck and they're all super tight. They definitely do not have the space to incorporate Lingribo unless they really plan on giving up on key cards. And this allows decks like Sprite or Kashtira to easily side in Ibli going first against them in game 2 and 3, and they will definitely score a win for free. Gigantic Sprite can special summon the Ibli directly from the deck because it is a level 2 monster. And the Kashtira deck doesn't really have any way of searching the Ibli, but I guess it can excavate it off of Prosperity, and you can also play 3 copies of that card if you just want to compensate. And the thing about having Lingribo in your extra deck is that playing only 1 is not enough because then they can just banish it with Diablosis. So that puts everyone in a position where they either have to respect the Ibli completely by playing 2 Lingribo or not respect it at all and play 0. There is no in-between, really. You could actually choose the option of not respecting Ibli at all by playing 0 Lingribo, but then playing cards with dual utility like Enemy Controller and Dark Hole. And if you happen to draw Driver because you played the Gamma package, then you can Tribute Summon Driver or even Tribute Summon Santa Claus. Strategy doesn't necessarily beat Ibli, but specific cards do. And even though the odds of encountering Ibli are still relatively low, it's still something that you have to respect because Kashtira has been known to play the card back in the days. So yeah, make sure that you run 2 Lingaribos in your extra deck, or at the very least, that you have enough ways of stopping Rizard, because that's the main way they can actually stop your normal summon. If they can't do much about your normal summoned monster, then their Ibli really doesn't do that much. So this is why even hand traps could be enough to actually protect you from Ibli, but at the same time, you can't rely too much on Gamma, Nibiru, and Imperm. With that being said, try to practice against the card with people main decking or side decking Ibli, and try to figure out what are the best configurations for you. If you're winning most of your games against Ibli, then you're fine, don't change anything. But if you're losing like freaking 90% of the time, definitely reconsider everything. Anyways, that's pretty much all I had to say for this video. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.